back with another video. So I was just thinking about something. And I said, okay, all right, I see what's going on. Because somebody that's mixed, a Taurus, just recently told me. Now, I've never been somebody that, this is the crazy part. No matter how things get bad for groups of people, I don't think I never really been anybody at heart. This is the strangest shit. I don't think I've never been nobody that's at heart can sit there and say, I don't like a certain race of people. I think everybody brings something to the table. I think that since we all here, it's a reason that we all here. And I feel like everybody brings something to the table. Every race has dark people or black-eyed people or black-hearted people or dark people. And every race has light people. I really do believe that. Or good and bad. Let's say that. Wicked and good. Good and evil. Every single race, so-called. Every single group, subgroup, everybody has good and bad. And since I haven't seen anybody recently, and I don't know if this is what's going on in some type of genocide, eliminate any one of these groups entirely, there's a reason why they're here. So it just makes me think we focus more on outward appearance or outward what things look like on the outside. Weight. You know, I was just watching a show, One-on-One, I think, with the little girl and her dad. I think he was like a basketball player or something like that. And she was his daughter. He was a single father. And she was like doing something weird because she was having her friend sneaking around, sleeping at her house, a boy, because his mom was drinking or whatever at home. Now, I feel like somebody was trying to low-key send this energy for me. You know, I don't know. I feel like somebody was low-key trying to act like somebody has a problem or an addiction to something other than drinking alcohol. Like people are trying to, you know, I don't know. It could have been something somebody was sending or whatever about watching tarot, because I feel like somebody doesn't like the fact that tarot is a demonic energy, that force that comes around. I feel near my Taurus that doesn't like the way that tarot exposes, like somebody want me to be, somebody is conflicted because I'm not completely blind. Like somebody wants me to be completely blind to what these people are doing or creating or trying to create this oppression around me. He said something like about, she was like taking a lot of food in the room or whatever because she wanted to bring some to the friend, but she didn't want to. She was acting like she was really hungry, and so when he said something like, "Damn, you know, like what's gonna be left for me?" Because she took all of the French toast or whatever, and then he was like, she's like, "What are you trying to say? I'm fat. You know, fat people are." She said something like, "Fat people are beautiful too," or something like this. Because I feel like people try to define beauty as to what your outer features look like. These are people that will call you shallow because you call out certain things within certain groups of people, or you call out certain things that are obvious. Like, I don't know. I feel like this type of energy is just so freaking annoying. These are people that have a deeply rooted agenda to oppress certain types of people, or they're real shallow or something like this. They like to measure people, like I said, by the outward, but they want you to do inward work. right? They want you to go within and do all this stuff and do all that. But these people still deal with the outward surface, or they still deal with how much finances, how nice your car is, how clean your car is, how you wear your hair, if your hair is combed or not. If, like any of this shit matters when it comes to the depths of a person or their soul. I mean, it's like the whole world is shallow how, but they're putting a spotlight on certain people, wanting them to break down. But you're not doing anything but doing those people a favor, by the way, to cause them to break down and feel like they got to go deeper. They got to go searching more. They got to, you're not here yet or something like this. But really, these people want you to get to the point where you break and you just want to tear some shit up because that's the way that they feel on the inside, I feel. Now, I just heard somebody. Now this Taurus is mixed, and we're watching something. I said, well, something. I was like, I don't know. I said if I had to pick like the most beautiful like Caucasian actresses or whatever, and I was naming the three or whatever that I think are the most beautiful, or I don't know, and it might even just be their facial structure because I think one of the women is a quirky, beautiful. Like her features are just very different. Okay, and then and we were watching a movie with her in it, and then they're like, oh, I don't know, I don't like white people, but only the my white family or something like this. Excuse me. And I'm like, what? That's me. And I think I'm gonna get flack for this because people are gonna try to not, people are gonna try to misunderstand what I'm saying, but it don't matter because again, I'll never take back the fact that I feel like all people bring something to the table. Okay, it's a reason why they're here. I don't think God made that much of a big mistake, and I see it every day. I see it every day in people. I see the core of people, most people. Okay, especially in strangers because they didn't have the room to try to come into my life and make me feel like we cared about each other equally or something like this. And then you find out that they never will say it, they'll never show it, but deep down inside I'm starting to see the inner parts of these people that have been around me my whole life, no matter what color they've been. They don't have to say anything. So I'm like, oh. But then I thought about it for a second, and I felt like, because I know somebody bit an apple, I know somebody did something, and I feel like that's what they're trying to cover up. I know they're trying to make this woman into the next first lady or something, some black activist, something. I know they're letting this woman share from my cup or even giving my cup to this woman. And I know this person is dealing with my Taurus energy, my original Taurus energy, over there in the east of the garden, possibly in the White House. I know it. Or that's where they're trying to be headed to. So they've lifted up this feminine energy, dressed her up really nice and as an idol, a golden calf or something. And they're trying to force this narrative to create me in that feminine energy, like as if the pure one. Okay? Because I look at myself as energetically white or a pure one, a pure American Indian, an OG God or something like this, something that has not been, maybe has been manhandled or manipulated or used or oppressed in a certain kind of way. But I feel like they can't break that spirit or they can't break that some sense of purity in me that would make me a white one or a white hat or a white one. So it don't have nothing to do with white people. Let's just get cut the shit right here. Okay, because this is the only reason why I can think that the attack is happening on me the way that it is. And we're gonna go ahead and read something because after I sat here for a while and contemplated on this, I went back into some old writings or vintage, whatever you want to call it, and I found what the fuck I was looking for. I was like, why am I thinking this stuff? Why am I saying this? And I went back and I found the information. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, well, why would that person say that? Because just 10 months ago, we were sitting on the same, well, not on the same couch because it's a different couch, but we were sitting in the same area. And this person was saying something about black people. So it's kind of and I was like, oh, that sounded a little racist. Like, what the fuck you mean? What do you mean? And so it was kind of strange when it just happened like that. Because I said, oh, motherfucker, yeah, your ass bit that apple, didn't you? You been bit by it. Because as soon as that happened, a flash, and I said, what? Why? I just sat here a little while ago after I got out the shower. I said, why was that said like that? And why did you think? And I said, that's why. Because it remind me of watching Janice Unpack say that they want to kill all white people. But I know that the ignorance of these people, this might just be like, yeah, I can't stand white people or Caucasians got to go or something like this. But no, I knew right then that was an enemy. And that person was trying to infiltrate me in order to take me out of the game. And the energy, the reason why is because somebody is pure. They're going to do things the right way. They're going to try their best to do the things the right way. And these people don't want to do the right way. And this is an invasion as far as the little remnant of those pure bloodeds that are here right now of America. Okay. That might have woke up one day with some type of not privilege, but a boost in your energy or your support from the ether or something like this. Okay. And it's not like you didn't work for it, but one day something changed in me, okay, within the past 3 years, okay? Something else was activated, more information, more energy, more something was activated. So when somebody says that, of course, that's going to get so-called black people going, oh, she for black people, such, such. But that's really for dark people, people with dark fucking energy, people that dabble around in the darkness, people that are weak, people that don't want to be seen for who they really are, people that hide under a mask, people that hide things. They work in the dark. They want hopeless people that don't have hope left, like in the movie The Never Ending Story, when the Nothing said, I like to deal with those people because it's easier to convert them over to just like ruthlessness because they're hopeless. They're dealing with hopeless beings. And I thought about that because if this person has changed so much, and I sense something there, but I just don't know exactly what it is, you bit that fucking apple. And the pure energy that they don't like, because this is what I felt like the whole family was irritated by my energy within the past couple of years. That sense of purity, they just didn't it irritate their demons. It just, I don't know. Even the children, I could see it. Like I wasn't doing anything wrong to anybody, but really centered in myself and trying to kind of grasp what was going on around me. And it was attack after attack after attack on my parenting skills, which I feel are not horrible, okay, but they weren't perfect. My energy, the way I act, they say, oh, you're narcissistic or you don't care about anybody. But it was really just giving myself and devoting myself to a family, realizing that regardless with these people with this energy, you're not going to get anything back. I've always been somebody that has given, whether I was getting something back or not. And it's at a time when I feel like I deserve to get something back from what I give, you know what I'm saying? Or I should be able to give, have a situation where, it's not on the outside like, girl, all you got to do is sit at home and he work and he pay all the bills. That ain't even equal. No, I'm talking about, but still, we're talking about emotional. We're talking about all these other things or whatever that I would be trying to explain to these people that I feel like I'm not getting, but it's almost like the family wanted me to just stay. You know what I'm saying? And it's something like about, girl, he ain't hitting you, he ain't out there cheating, but there's a portion of that was, I definitely think this person lives a double life or is cloned for sure. And one of these clones is sleeping with the enemy. And this is how the enemy was able to infiltrate my home. This is real shit, energetically or otherwise. Because this Taurus used to say little shit where I thought they might be when I was on my lower vibrating or something. Like low key, you don't really like black people, do you? But now is you don't like white people. So that struck me, and it took me right back to that video when that girl said that when she said that they want to kill all white people, but I knew her group was gonna get all amped up about it, because somebody want to be seen as a black leader. But what she really was talking about was the pure-blooded American Indians, so-called black Indians, the people that got something in them that other motherfuckers don't have, that presence of God. So these are people who can't face you, okay? Because I remember seeing a girl that looked just like this girl pull up in my driveway. I mean, in the driveway next door. And when I was looking out the window, it's like she was looking at this house. And when I opened up the blinds and looked out the window, she covered up her face and turned her face away. And there's something strange about these neighbors that live over here on the side of me. They're connected or affiliated with something. And I feel like it could be the Gemini. But I feel like at one point in time, the Scorpio has something to do with this too. So this is that tethered energy as well that we're picking up on. The last two presidents, Scorpio, Gemini. The twin flames, Scorpio, Gemini. The common denominator in between, me. But they couldn't find that darkness or something. So they had to go to somebody that's darker by spirit, that deals with witchcraft. So these are people that don't like God or the presence of God or can't see God. These are people that's disrespectful. They get what they get from God and then act like they getting it from themselves. Have everybody drink the Kool-Aid to make it think like these people are getting it from themselves. It ain't no higher power. We doing this. Okay. And then I had to say how some groups of people, okay, you could guess who they are as we go. Some groups of people don't like to take accountability. People in general don't like to take accountability. When I have to take accountability, it takes me a moment to say, do you have to take accountability? Do you really? Yeah, you got to take accountability for that. But it's hard to. It's almost like admitting you're wrong. So we have individuals that don't take accountability or are never disciplined or are spoiled or they spiritually or a group of people mentally or some kind of they could get what they want, or even when it comes to the physical things, they've always gotten what they want. They've always held up a certain appearance in the public and things like this. If we're dealing with these people that's techie and they've been implanted already mentally, or these on the spectrum or the spect energy or this new technology, they seem to be able to maneuver themselves and other people's to get what they want all the time. So when they don't or when they can't put a grips, when the person is possibly connected to these family that's connected to me and they can't get all the way into my mental and they can't get all the way into me, that bothers them. And then it bothers me to know that I like to be an organic being and and I like to press myself. I like to use what God gave me in order to push myself to the limit. It's actually something I'm very fucking passionate about. And I barely get passionate about many things on that level. It took me a lot to get to that point. So I realize that this is a deeper thing. This is some type of spiritual war. This is something. This feminine energy is slithering her way in, or has slithered her way into my life some kind of way and penetrated something. whether this is incubus, succubus, boohag energy, or whatever the fuck this is. And that a lot of these people don't want to take accountability. Now, I don't know how communities are operating. I just ride past the same communities that I ride past, and I still see the same things that I see. So I don't know. It could be just only this area is not being changed, but wonderful, magnificent things could be done in other areas. Nobody's, showing these things, but I can kind of see a little bit of changes here. All right. But these people want to take full credit. And I said, it's almost like the nerve of certain people that walk around and say, forget about God. Where was God these years? And where was God these years? Well, God been the presence that been here all the time. Where is the accountability for, like I said that one day, for so-called people that saying, what about God? What is your accountability? What have you been doing in your dark side? And what have you been doing on the physical for the past 40 years in your community, amongst your people, to your people, when people looking and when people ain't looking, when you think that God ain't listening and when you think God is listening, or when if these people, don't believe in God, then they probably don't think that God is listening. Where's the accountability ability for people in certain communities that always shout to God or always shout that God is in the wrong or it is the government? Because I know what it's like to be targeted by the government for real. And I'm not out there doing any of the things that these people are doing in these communities. And I am feeling the wrath of this particular government and things of this nature when I'm not doing anything. I'm the one that can feel these arrows of something. And there might be other people out there too. We're just talking through this person. I can only tell you exactly what's going on. And I like to go to the core. I don't give a fuck if my core is exposed because I'm not ashamed of it. So all of those arrows or whatever that are coming towards me from people, even now, even if there's repentance, even if somebody thought somebody was doing something in the past, what is going on now? And I can feel still the arrows coming towards me for no reason. Because I can see through the illusion or this matrix or this whatever the fuck this is that these people got going on. See, you deal on that thing that people always. So if black people always, then you give them reasons to make them think that you're coming to save them from those particular things that they can only save themselves from. Especially when it comes to communities and families and certain racial or cultural groups. That's why I like to look at myself first and see what I'm doing before I want to charge some. Well, I'm not doing anything. Why do I feel like people are sending crime energy or looking at me like I stole something from them? I'm not stealing anything from anybody. Why are they looking at me like that? Why are they saying that I'm? Why do people want to be saying that certain people are sleeping around? I'm not doing that. Why? And that's why I said it's about this kind of projected energy. But I feel like it could just be these people trying to penetrate your soul or break your spirit or break something that is light in you. Because I feel like somebody could be untouchable. But, these people feel like if they throw enough daggers, you'll start believing these things that they want you to believe about yourself. No matter if you don't think, if you know you're not doing them at all. I feel like because some people are getting upset because they thought that they could mind control or brain, like fully control somebody's mind or fully to the point where you'll start thinking that you're a piece of dirt or something like this. So these people are just working on destroying a handful or a small group of beings that still carry this light. But this really, what we're really talking about is making me think about that show Us or Them. I can't remember which one it is. Them, I think. That was really a show about dark energies and light energies. And since the world seems so hopeless, it seems like the government ain't doing what they're supposed to do. Oh, this is going this way. Da, 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 da. It's easy for people to turn off the light. I keep hearing until the light goes out. It's easy for people to turn off the light and snap. And it's okay to rob the brother or the sister or even make them think that you're doing that or whatever this is, projecting energy. It's okay. It's okay to clone yourself and then go on a rampage doing whatever you want to do, because, these people are separating themselves from that energy or separating themselves from themselves in order to do dirty work, leaving a portion of them behind that's just like could be a shell for anybody to jump into their energy. And they're running around the world doing something here. And they feel very powerful because they feel like God don't see them or they feel like they're getting some benefit from the. But a lot of the people that went on this journey to do this, they're already back at one, maybe like $1 or something like this. And they're wondering how you've been at $1 for 4 years and you still seem blissed. That's what you call a white person, a pure blood, what they say, so-called white privilege. It's not going out here and accessing your power over other people or in oppressing other people because of something. It's just being a certain light worker energy that somebody just don't like. It doesn't matter what you do. And the same thing, a lot of these people do like you because they trying to be these doppelgangers. They're trying to be just like you. They want to look just like you and everything. They just don't want you to exist. They don't like the light that you shine on. Okay? Them. They don't like the fact that I can say, what about, let's start at the basics. What about within the family? What about the family secrets? The things that have been harbored? The fact that some families have trafficked their children secretly? The fact that, you know what I'm saying? Because I think the part that got me too was, except for my couple of white family members, and that made me think about maybe this could be a battle between a certain family or a certain group of people or something like this, where some light people are working against other, like some pure blooded or people that have like origins or something in this land could be fighting over others. Okay. I was hearing somebody saying that that it says in the Bible that they're going to search between the generations of these men or whatever. That's not for, I feel, these everyday people to do. I feel like that's what God do, to see if these children are going to be charged, because, I really do think that in different places in the Bible, it says that these children will suffer from the pains of their father. And there's some in the Bible that says they will not. So if God is doing a new thing and sent a new, different, just a whole new type of Messiah or a whole new presence or energy on this plane, of course the dark ones are going to spot that person coming up or coming out. Of course, when that person get to a heightened level or is able to reach or touch people, regardless if it's not physically or in their face or in front of a crowd, but energetically, of course, these people was going to be irritated. Of course, they was going to find that source and try to hurry up and put, if it's something glowing, they will hurry up and try to put a lid on it. And then say, oh, you don't got the juice no more, huh? And then start manifesting off of your juice and try to taunt you about the fact that you don't have, that these witches have captured, or these dark energies has captured your light, or it's making me think about the purple crystal from the dark crystal. And they're having that suspended in air. But they were still going out there getting that energy from the Gelflings. So this could be why it could feel like somebody is chipping away at someone or doing something like this, because I feel like somebody bit the apple and they think I don't know. And I feel like it's that energy of calling Adam, but again, somebody has not been here in a long time. 6, 7, 8 years, something like this. These are people that backbiters. They say they're working for one thing and they're working for, oh, I'm working for black people or something like this, but they really only working for themselves. I'm working to feed my family. No, you really working to make yourself look some kind of way. And you really working against other people to make them not look a certain kind of way. Wondering why you can't get these people to be broken down or feel some kind of way in the inside, even if they don't have that much on the outside. See, a lot of people, I think, look in and they think they know. Because I'm telling you, if you looked at my craft room, you would definitely think I was a hoarder. But like I said, everything was pre-selected. And I know eventually one day I'm going to be able to have a area where I'll feel safe and I will feel creative again. And I will feel like I want to, start creating again, whatever it is that I want to create. It's like somebody having an art studio, and you, because I feel like that's what another thing that somebody wants people to do is walk away from creativity. They're taking it out of the schools and everything. They're taking art. Some of these schools are taking art out of the schools because it's easier to make people, to program people. And these are the people that'll talk about this kind of stuff. But this is exactly what they would do as soon as they get some type of power. The cradle to the grave, or the what is it? The pipeline to prison. Because I look at it like this. There could be different types of prisons. There is that prison with them bars on it. There could be mental imprisonment. And there's also, what is the other imprisonment that I want to look at? Mental, physical. Well, there's one more that I want to think about. Spiritual, maybe? Imprisonment look many different ways to me. And I feel like many people, I feel like it's spell work or witchcraft. Because again, if you got a family that's embarking, if you have a family that is invading the judicial system from another family that is geared there, they are real balanced. They are people that bring order to the court. They are peacemakers. They are people that know how to level. They're not people that's going to get into the judicial system and try to make it go one way to attack one group of people or one girl. Wow, that's a weak family, dude. To be leached onto a person, try to tear them apart, make them think that they're nothing. They're not including it in nothing. That their stuff that you're holding on to is nothing. And that's an even more weak bitch to send somebody into to do spell work or to do whatever they're doing, to send somebody in. You couldn't do it on your own. You had to try to harm one of God's children and hold one of God's children hostage to try to compete with them. And you think that's gonna end well? What do that even look like? You out here with your brand new teeth, smiling at these people with your brand new teeth and everything like this up in their face, because you don't think that they know. You think that you've tarnished somebody to the point where somebody thinks that there's nothing left there. Whole time, that's the energy you using to manifest with your mess. And then after you think you manifested what you manifested, was manifested through me or might be even mine. Now you want to whisper in somebody's ear, talk about manifest. Now somebody want to be sisters. This is some people trying to attach themselves onto a situation as if they're a sister with somebody or something like this. This is like somebody that don't just do nothing out of the good kindness or the goodness of their heart. This is somebody that know that's about to get finally caught for a big, huge crime. And now they want to claim sisters. And they want to make sure the sisters, and they might just be claiming that. They don't even want to make sure all the sisters are set or all the sisters have what they are supposed to have. Because I can see through these people and I know that they are not pure. So I know you just didn't come to no revelation on your own. And I feel like somebody is saying, until I met you, you make me feel like a natural woman. A lot of people was bamboozled by the satanic forces, and they're finally waking up to something here. But I feel like people should definitely search themselves to the core before you able to point your finger at somebody. And that's what I feel like I have done. That's how I know the parts that is me. And that's how I handle the parts that I am guilty of when it comes to my growth or whatever this is when it comes to my life. And I also ain't afraid to point the finger at other motherfuckers because I done the work from the inside out. I didn't start on the outside in. And if each one teach one that, what you put out, what you manifest, what you create will not be on this, because I'm hearing something about bias and non-bias. So it won't be on this level of, it will be hard for you to actually seek out others to do the work for you or create a scenario here on this plane where you got to get into people's minds and create something where there's a force where you have to force people to do what you want them to do without regarding their own self or how it's going to affect them, their family, their community, their connection with God or a source or whatever, or their connection with that deeply rooted something with it, whatever you deal with or you think you're dealing with. Somebody that created something in people's minds and they think that that's as high as they can go. They think that they connected to God. Especially these people that's on one accord that want to attack one or a small group of people. And they know exactly who they are. That's mad at God. Matter of fact, I don't even know. Because most of us that's on this planet, we wasn't even here for 400. We wasn't even here 100 years ago. We wasn't even here 200 years. Because people was talking about slavery, in the 400 years. Those chains wasn't on you the whole time. Finding chains all over their backyard and shit. If it was that many chains and that many people, this has always been a mental condition. Now, I'm not saying people wasn't physically, enslaved or chained or something, but a lot of this shit was mental. So God sent somebody here to mentally unchain the brains of the people or help with that movement. And these people still don't see because they can't see nothing beautiful. They can't see nothing pure. They can't see nothing with good intentions coming towards them that look like them. Because a lot of these people don't think that way about themselves. They just worry about the outside appearance. The shiny toenails, the fluffy house shoes, all that other shit. The fancy clothes, the fancy cars, all that. Because I feel like the so-called white privilege that I am talking about most of the time is not. I feel like this was a time where that was going to be matching the outside. And somebody just don't want to see somebody matching their inside, matching the outside. Because these are people that took the shortcut. They so disgusted. They don't want you to have nothing. They want you, why they don't have to do it like this or something. They can't just be worried about themselves. See, because they know that once you got it, when you got what you got inside and you got what you got outside in that match, it's a wrap for these people. People gonna see who the real motherfucker is from a mile away. You hear what I said? That's why so many people that have money and fame and stuff is why you feel like all these people are coming towards you or sending energy towards you. And the other people gonna think, well, why would that person want to say that person's a millionaire? Shit, that person ain't thinking about you. But that's not the truth for some of these people. She has a million subscribers. She's not concerned about you. A lot of times the reason why they got that energy directed from them is because they holding on to a piece of your energy. But it won't last for long. It won't last forever. Somebody that's pure. Because many of these people that have white privilege, or again, you should, you haven't been able to access it because somebody else is utilizing it. Somebody else is utilizing somebody's white privilege right now. Your passport, your identity, whatever this is, to obtain things that belong to you. They know exactly when people, it's like they got a death detector on their phone. They could detect when these family members is getting sick and dying, and they on the way, buddy. Some of these people are setting people up. It's the way they do it is real clean, but it's sloppy. Cause I could see it. But again, these is people that been okay with not looking at their own self, not even focusing on just the ghetto or their own community, and try to see what happens if people really clean that up. If there's been a little militia, why couldn't somebody build a little group or militia of people to go from one end of the country, coming from the east to the west or whatever, and create something here? Not know like, because I think that this is what I'm about to read about. The South was controlled by a military at some time after the Civil War, and I think I'm about to go back to sleep for a second or whatever. But I feel like that's what I want to get into. It's something that we can kind of, because this is just coming from my dome. And then I just ended up, I hadn't looked at Google Books enough, long time. And then I picked up the title of a book, and I think I just only took the preface of the book, okay? And so, or maybe I'll just get up in a second and do it. Because sometimes you can get a full packed, punched amount of what the book is really about from right there at the preface, okay? So I want to see if what we're saying off the top of the dome in a freestyle, okay, or by flying a kite. I want to see if that matches up with what it says in this book. So I didn't want to read. I kind of skimmed through the keywords that I put in were popped up. And so I went to the keywords and I was looking at like the sentences around the keywords that I picked. And I was thinking that this book would be suffice. So, yeah, I just feel like, people be thinking they running game around you or something the whole time. It's something that these people can't penetrate. They can only come with their cup and try to, or with their wand, and try to cipher a little bit of this at a time. And this is the real reason why some people want certain people in slavery, or they want to say that you got to suffer the sins of your. It's not. It's they need you in captivity to a certain point, so these people can cipher or do it again. I'm here and do it again because this is what we really finding out is that a lot of times you're a product of your environment. In even in white communities, most people in white communities is killed by white people. Most people in black communities is killed by black people. I feel like it's how, why, what the means of why they're doing this to each other in their own communities. But again, some white people are killed by black people in their own communities, and some black people are killed by white people in their own community. Sometimes they're wearing a badge. Because again, if you think about it, the real ones that have some sense of royalty in their blood, like I said with my family, something is telling me that a certain group of these people went into law enforcement, but it was but I feel like they had an envy for the royal parts of the family. And they could have used the justice system or the police or a militia with the checker, because on that Pitt's coat of arms, it has that checkerboard. I believe, I think it's that coat of arms, or it's another one that's connected to, I think it is, that has that coat of arms on it. And like I said, I feel like this is what they did to kind of infiltrate these meek ones that really were supposed to be royals or something. Is in their DNA. But again, if you think about, if somebody was able to invade the system, there's secret secondary dealings, straw man dealings, all this other shit that these people could be using because of the lack of knowledge of the people that they're using it against. And then we think knowledge, well, let me think about this. Let me read this. Let me read that. I feel like this is the type of knowledge that these people, you could not obtain. Like I told you, I feel like there's a force here on earth in the court systems or something that has been using some kind of forces here on earth that wouldn't be in no regular books. You can't go to the library and get this. You can't go and say, Ma, how do you get into this? Or, I was looking at these papers. This is something that it's a behind the curtain or behind the something, okay, that's going on in order to take away some people's rights or what can I say? I don't know. I'm just hearing sense and sensibility. So it could be something that can be blocking your senses or sensors or I'm hearing today, I want to love, I can feel. And I'm thinking if anybody comes around me and spend time with me and they feel like they can't feel love when I decide to go out. You know what I'm saying? I know that's a lie. Somebody want to make you, somebody's projecting what they're actually around onto you. And this could be even somebody that left your energy for another person's energy and got their ass stuck there. When really they keep coming back to you and forth because they looking for something that they don't got in this other bitch that they want you to look at. But maybe they want you to look more like this person, but this is people that don't invest. They invest somewhere, but don't invest you know why you're doing that. You know why you're doing that. And one of these things, I'm seeing that marionette card. Somebody bit something they wasn't supposed to be fucking with, and now they under somebody's control. When they say the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, because it's something about wine, a wine press. I feel like some of these people have been feeling not empowered for a long time, that the power they feel with these darker energies or these dark witches and the darkness that they do behind the scenes, because these are people that lost hope and went to the dark side, like we read, I think in the Bible yesterday, that is sweet. It's the sweetest taboo once they get there because they feel like they're getting everything that they want. Why didn't I go to the dark side? Why didn't I go to the bag? I just love my money. I'm getting to my bag. Oh my God. But these people don't even understand that they're changing. They don't care though. They must like it. Okay. This may be how they feel like again, but then they mad at the elites that did the same thing to get to where they got. But I'm telling you, those elites are different because I feel like these were pure-hearted people, and that's why they got attacked so heavily by others at one point in time in their journey. And that's what I feel like we were reading yesterday. And then they get picked up by these people, adopted by these people, and they turn really dark. And I think that, I don't know why I just seen something about sexual abuse here. Okay. This could be something where these people go wrong, I feel, with Gaia when it comes to these children being penetrated or some shit like this, their energy or whatever this is, harvesting of their energy or whatever it is, because they don't ever want to put back into the mother. I keep on going back to the Five of Pentacles. They don't want to put back into the mother that they drained to death since a child. So they don't want to put back in her. They'll get another bitch and prop her up, okay? Build her up in a certain way that they didn't build up. Abuse this woman to build her up in the inside so they can all come back, keep coming back to this person that they call in privilege when everybody else is living off of their privilege. They'll find something else and give her the money and everything like this and send her on her way and have her running things. And just because they're getting some money or stacking money, they really don't care. And sometimes these bitches will flee with that shit anyway, but we'll see. Because then these women don't care. They have to be the owners now of the family because they don't give a fuck about your little daughter that they want next on the list to suck her from her energy for the next 20, 30, 40 years. They don't mind. Somebody keeps saying, I don't mind. They don't mind these energies that wants to come and now sink their teeth into your daughter. And the mother is just supposed to look fucked up, busted, disgusted, and everything like this, full of pure light where people are still, and this person is bringing in other people that's investing in coming sucking on this person's energy and coming sucking on this person's energy or whatever the fuck they're doing. They're still utilizing the mother, but now they're also a new source. And I'm telling you, these foreign women, mostly Africans that have some kind of something against American women already, because this is about them trying to oppress and have power over the people of the land that's left that have standing or should in the land. Most of these people, some of these people, I'm not going to say all of them, they, even if they are getting land, they don't give a fuck about that land like that. They're trying to see what resources or something is under. They're not, it's not like these people, well, some of them could be starting farms and stuff like that. So like I said, it's good and bad, and people with good intentions and bad intentions in both. Some of the people that they done riled up to come and join them in these groups or whatever, they do have good intentions. Oh my God, we're finally going to do something. Oh, we're doing something. But they don't know that this person that they're entrusting or that gave them that land stole it from somebody else, or they did this, or who they had to kill or whatever. I mean, you see what I'm saying about these pyramid schemes? Because eventually, at one point in time, these people are where they are because they thought that they could remove the cornerstone, reject the cornerstone, hold on to it, rub it when they want to, get good luck, and then make everybody. And then also, instead of just walking away with this, they had to come back and mock. Somebody have to teach you a lesson for exposing they new wicked bitch that they holding over you. They're idols in your own land. Somebody had to be mad at you for exposing what the fuck they're doing and that they have no right. They don't have no birthright. They're using my privilege to do this without my consent or my permission. You don't have permission to run those towers that's going to be affecting people so heavily or abusing people or using your authority or something with your towers on my land to oppress people secretly so that you can throw these stones and hide your fucking hands. So it is something going on here where whatever other good part of me has maybe gone wrong with this feminine energy because of some type of hopelessness. The hopelessness could have been losing me. But it's the female that the person have around them that created the discord in the house and outside of the house. Whoever's still standing and still even I had options. At one point, it seemed. That's what we're saying about these women that still had to stand behind with these when these men went off to battle and still hold down the fort and take the lashings on the back from the community. Because then that's when you get to find out who really been fucking your man or the clone of your man or whatever this is behind your back all this time. This when they really get to pull out their sharp teeth and come smiling in your face. And they don't care if you see the fangs sticking out. I think it's cowardly because somebody knew they had a whole fucking woman in me. And that you let a bitch like that come in means that you can't be smarter than me. Because that's something that you didn't see. Because these people haven't worked with the inside out. At some point in time, I had to see that dark side, but I also I had to see that dark side or what could be with some of these masculines that was coming into my energy. But then I also had to love them some kind of way, even with that. Not forcing it, not invading your privacy, not trying to blackmail you. That's free will, so on. See, somebody want to act like they got a real love. You don't know it, honey. A lot of these people have been away from it for so long. That's why you don't know. And a lot of these motherfuckers will never get a taste of it again. Somebody knows that somebody is a being that needs contact. And anybody that wants to be or touch or contact or to have equally pouring into each other. And even if equally mentally we're pouring into each other, some of these masculines had more financially and they know that you didn't. And that still is a ripoff because that's not equally. You knew that somebody needed. You watched while somebody and a child went without anything. You watched while abuse happened. You watched. That's not equally. And then they'll run off. Oh, look what I did. I put this person on. I did. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. But I'm just hurt. Oh, well, let's take it way back. Because most of these people that I'm seeing, the common denominator is still me. I met them first, something, and then they moved on into this tour. So again, if we're even talking about my Taurus, most of the people that we're talking about, I brought these people into this Taurus's life. So I'm kind of feeling like maybe there was a loneliness with like with the communication that was going on in the household and the separating that was going on spiritually or whatever, this warfare that was brought here. I feel like, it was the losing of me or thinking of losing me that kind of sent this person like in like a downward spiral. That could have been just that little piece that Satan needed or a darker energy needed to get in. Not to say that this is unconventional, the fact that these people were all watching, hoping they were watching, trying to cause this, trying to force this, whatever the fuck this is here. All right? This divide or whatever this is. They were watching. That in America, people could watch you like that. That sounds like some kind of privilege. See, but it's not that white pure privilege because I'm telling you, these are people that use money and power and things like that in they big Timberland boots or whatever to try to crush other people or they big steel toe boots like that motherfucking emperor. Most of these people wanted something from somebody else or something. And this is where that's something with this divide. They weren't thinking about a group of people. They weren't thinking about all people. No, it was about them. Even though I'm talking about me because I've been left to fend for myself, it's not a selfish energy. Whenever I think about whatever I'm thinking about in my center, I kind of, it's like goes out into this view where it's looked at as like I don't know, like a triangular light or something that's shielding out. Like I feel it like, ow, oh, where is that coming from? Oh, this is what the people are feeling. Well, then let me see. It's something like, or damn, I didn't know that was going on. How did that make me feel? Oh my gosh, it's people out there that's feeling like this. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like whatever this is, somebody did put something around someone some kind of barrier here. All right, for somebody can't see the pain of their own people at some point in time, so somebody else can swoop in as a savior to these people while they were looking at somebody in high honor. Somebody else took away whatever feelings or a connection from the people, so you couldn't feel, you wouldn't know what was going on. You remember when like, uh, and then it would be to the point where it's like she can't. It ain't no way that she can't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm just hearing that, or he, or whatever. Maybe this could even be something that was done amongst twins, because somebody would have never turned their back on somebody, no matter what. They was created not to. They were created not to. And you would have to make me think that that was a mistake. And this energy I'm dealing with don't make those type of mistakes. So we talking about whole hostage situations too, where communities can hold people hostage by way of this new technology. These people can be very hostile towards you, but they need to cipher from you. But what happens when you are a prisoner? We just know, we're just thinking about somebody in a jail cell or in prison camp, all dirty in the corner, the guards coming in, kicking them around, punching them, smacking them, raping them. It don't look like that in 2023. You could be in your house as comfortable as hell. Okay? And these kind of certain types of attacks can be happening. The most beautiful people in the world are doing the wickedest things right now. And they know all they got to do is put a little TikTok, little 30-second TikTok out there to let you know with a smile on their face, singing, everything like this. And you just like, yeah, that person ain't doing that. You know, they don't even have to get in depth no more with these long interviews that celebrities and shit used to do. All they got to do is come on TikTok, something like this. The shit go viral real quick. Shut down anything that you just said. I just be looking at shit, y'all. And I don't even know where else we going right here, but I'm about to end the video right here. And I think we're going to go, I'm going to probably give it like an hour or something. And then I'm going to go into that read just to prove that this ain't the first time in this story that didn't happen this way. I might go ahead because I know somebody going to try to snatch this up and use it for themselves. So I just might go ahead and, just for the people that don't really, that want to come back to the channel for it, I might just post it on my page like I used to. So you can see what I'm talking about. And maybe see and measure up if this could be similar to what's going on right now in this world today. Or how realizing something like this from back then could affect us now. Or if we decide to take a certain road, it is going to affect us or our children in the future again. Because people be swearing they came up with some new shit when it ain't nothing new under the sun. And God done seen it all. That's why God ain't really worried about certain things that these people trying to front on you or create a burn book online about you. And a lot of these people were the cheerleaders, top cheerleader girls, the pretty girls, the ones, like I said, that I used to be looking at them like, oh my goodness. It don't even look like these bitches get like no stretch marks, no hair on their fucking body or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? It'd be the ones that look so perfect or pretty or something. Or whatever. That could be the ugliest ones on the inside. Or it could be jealous of you the most. It could be the man that wanted you the most. And these are the people that are coming after other people right now because somebody around them saw your light at one point in time, no matter how much they tried to make themselves look better or seem better. It's little shit like this, y'all. It's weird. And they're calling it karma. No, it's called you use technology to seek out the minds of men and women that had a hateful something towards somebody that you hated, and you created an army of these people to come and hate that person. And again, I'm here. I'm gonna make you love me. The worst thing gonna be for this person is that at the end, somebody is gonna end up loving somebody that they tried to destroy. And it may be one or two things. We're gonna pull cards on it in a minute. Matter of fact, that's gonna be my first thing to pull cards on. The thing is, they're not going to be able to have that person. And somebody going to hate somebody so much, that's the person that they're going to end up with. All right, y'all. That's it. Bye.